What if I told you that the words "Made in America" on a mower don't always mean what you think they mean? For decades, American lawn equipment has been associated with heavy steel, powerful engines, simple mechanical designs, and machines built to survive years of hard work. But the mower industry has changed dramatically. Manufacturing has moved across borders, components are sourced globally, and some of the biggest names in outdoor power equipment now produce different models in different countries. And that brings us to a surprising fact. John Deere, one of the most recognizable names in American agriculture and lawn equipment, does not belong on a simple list of mower brands that are still entirely made in America. That doesn't mean John Deere has stopped manufacturing in the United States. Far from it. The company still has major American manufacturing operations and produces important equipment domestically. But when it comes specifically to lawn mowers, the phrase "Made in America" requires a much closer look. In this video, we're cutting through the marketing language and looking at 7 mower brands with genuine American manufacturing connections that deserve attention. Number 7. Snapper. When people talk about classic American lawn mowers, Snapper deserves a place in the conversation because its history is deeply connected to the evolution of residential mowing in the United States. Snapper became famous for its distinctive rear-engine riding mowers and its straightforward approach to lawn equipment. For generations of homeowners, a Snapper mower wasn't just another machine sitting in the garage. It represented a particular philosophy: keep the design practical, make it easy to operate, and build it for everyday American lawns. The company became especially recognizable because of its compact rear-engine riding mower design, which offered homeowners a different alternative to larger traditional garden tractors. The design was simple enough to maneuver around trees, landscaping, and tight spaces while still providing the convenience of a riding machine. That simplicity helped establish Snapper as a household name. But the story becomes more complicated when discussing modern production. Snapper has changed ownership and manufacturing arrangements over the years, and not every mower carrying the Snapper name should automatically be considered completely American-made. That distinction is critical. The brand's historical American manufacturing legacy is unquestionable, but buyers should always check the country of origin for the specific model they are considering. What makes Snapper interesting for this list is not simply the logo on the hood. It's the brand's role in American mower history and its long association with domestic outdoor power equipment. Snapper helped prove that a mower could be compact, approachable, and practical without becoming disposable consumer equipment. Its machines became familiar across suburban neighborhoods, farms, and large residential properties. Even today, the Snapper name carries recognition among people who remember the distinctive sound and appearance of those classic machines. And that history matters because American manufacturing isn't only about where a machine is assembled today. It is also about the engineering traditions, factories, workers, and product designs that helped create an industry. Snapper's story demonstrates how difficult it has become for traditional American mower brands to remain purely domestic in an increasingly global supply chain. If you're looking at a Snapper today, don't assume the country of origin based solely on the brand name. Check the exact model. That small step can tell you much more than the badge ever will. Number 6. Exmark. If your idea of an American-made mower is less about cutting a small suburban lawn and more about commercial-grade equipment built for professionals, Exmark is a name that deserves serious attention. Exmark has built a reputation around commercial mowing equipment, particularly zero-turn mowers designed for landscaping contractors and professional operators who depend on their machines every working day. Unlike the typical homeowner mower that might run for a few dozen hours each season, commercial equipment can spend hundreds or even thousands of hours cutting grass. That completely changes what manufacturers need to prioritize. Durability, cutting performance, operator comfort, serviceability, and productivity become essential. Exmark built its identity around those demands. The company has strong American manufacturing roots, particularly through its operations in Beatrice, Nebraska, where its equipment has been produced. This is the kind of manufacturing story that often gets overlooked because Exmark doesn't have the same mainstream consumer recognition as some larger agricultural brands. But among professional landscapers, the name carries significant weight. Exmark's machines are designed around productivity. A professional operator doesn't simply want a mower that starts. They want a machine that can repeatedly deliver consistent results, survive demanding conditions, and minimize downtime. That philosophy is reflected in the company's focus on commercial zero-turn technology. And this is where the Made in America conversation becomes especially interesting. Exmark demonstrates that domestic manufacturing can still exist in a highly competitive outdoor equipment market, particularly when a manufacturer focuses on specialized products rather than trying to compete exclusively on the lowest possible price. The company also illustrates why country of origin claims should always be examined model by model. A mower can contain components sourced globally while still being manufactured and assembled in the United States. That doesn't make every part American, but it does mean American workers remain directly involved in building the machine. For buyers who value domestic manufacturing, that distinction can matter. Exmark isn't trying to sell nostalgia. Its appeal comes from professional performance and a manufacturing heritage tied to American production. If you see a landscaper operating an Exmark zero-turn mower, you're looking at equipment designed for a completely different level of duty than the average residential machine. And that is exactly why Exmark deserves attention when discussing mower brands maintaining a significant American manufacturing presence. Number 5. Skag Power Equipment. There are mower brands that sell machines, and then there are brands that build their entire identity around professional mowing performance. Skag Power Equipment falls firmly into the second category. Known for commercial zero-turn and walk-behind mowers, Skag has developed a reputation among professional landscapers who need equipment capable of handling demanding workloads. The company's manufacturing operations in Wisconsin are a major part of its identity, and its machines are strongly associated with American-built commercial mowing equipment. That Wisconsin connection matters because manufacturing a commercial mower is far more complicated than simply putting an engine onto a frame. Heavy-duty mower decks require fabrication, welding, finishing, assembly, quality control, and precise engineering. The mower must also be designed so that the deck can withstand repeated impacts, vibration, heat, grass buildup, and long operating hours. Skag's reputation has been built around these realities. Its machines tend to look substantial because they are designed with professional users in mind. A commercial landscaper isn't buying a mower simply because it looks good in a showroom. They're buying a productivity tool. Every minute spent repairing a machine or dealing with poor cutting performance can cost money. That means reliability and serviceability become part of the machine's value. Skag has built its brand around that professional mindset. But again, there is an important warning for anyone researching American-made equipment. Manufactured in America does not necessarily mean every component originated in America. Modern manufacturing relies on global supply chains, and engines, transmissions, electronics, bearings, tires, and other components can come from different countries. What makes Skag significant is its continued American manufacturing and assembly presence and the skilled workforce involved in producing its equipment. The company represents an important part of the American outdoor power equipment industry because it has managed to compete in a market where imported equipment and global supply chains are extremely common. If you want a mower that feels like it was designed around professional work rather than occasional weekend mowing, Skag is worth investigating. And if your priority is supporting American manufacturing, the brand deserves a place on your research list. Just remember to verify the specific model's current country of origin information before buying. The mower industry changes quickly, and production locations can vary over time. Number 4. Bad Boy Mowers. Bad Boy Mowers is one of the more interesting names in the American mower market because the brand built its identity around rugged machines, aggressive styling, and domestic manufacturing. Based in Batesville, Arkansas, Bad Boy has become especially recognizable for its zero-turn mowers and heavy-duty construction. Walk into a dealership and a Bad Boy often looks different from the typical residential mower. The frames appear substantial, the decks look serious, and the machines are designed to communicate toughness before you even turn the key. But behind the aggressive appearance is a broader story about American manufacturing. Bad Boy has maintained manufacturing operations in Arkansas, creating an important connection between the brand and domestic production. Its success demonstrates that there is still room in the mower industry for companies willing to compete on durability and specialization rather than simply chasing the cheapest production cost. Bad Boy also illustrates how modern American manufacturing can work within a global supply chain. A machine may be fabricated and assembled in the United States while still containing components sourced from international suppliers. That is normal in modern manufacturing. The more meaningful question is how much of the manufacturing process occurs domestically and whether American workers are directly involved in producing the finished equipment. For Bad Boy, the answer has historically been significant. The company has invested heavily in its Arkansas manufacturing presence and built a recognizable brand around American production. That gives the company a unique position in the market. It isn't an enormous multinational agricultural corporation trying to cover every category of machinery. It grew by focusing heavily on lawn and landscaping equipment. For consumers, that specialization can be appealing. A mower is one of those purchases where design decisions become obvious after hours behind the controls. Deck construction, steering response, suspension, seat comfort, engine performance, and maintenance access all matter. Bad Boy's machines are aimed at people who want more than a basic lawn tractor. And if domestic manufacturing is important to you, the brand is worth putting on your shortlist. Still, always verify the current model's country of origin information because manufacturing arrangements and component sourcing can change. The lesson here is simple. The badge tells you who made the machine, but the specification and manufacturing information tell you where it actually came from. Number 3. Hustler turf equipment. Hustler turf equipment has a fascinating place in American mower history because the brand is closely connected with the development and popularity of zero-turn mowing technology. Zero-turn mowers transformed the way large lawns and commercial properties could be maintained. Instead of making wide sweeping turns like a conventional lawn tractor, these machines could pivot dramatically, allowing operators to navigate around trees, flower beds, buildings, and other obstacles with remarkable precision. Hustler became one of the companies strongly associated with this revolution. The brand has American manufacturing roots and has long been connected to production in Kansas, making it an important name for anyone researching American-made commercial mowing equipment. What makes Hustler especially interesting is that its story isn't simply about building another riding mower. The company became part of a larger shift in mower design toward productivity and maneuverability. Professional landscapers could potentially cover more ground while spending less time turning around obstacles. That meant the mower itself became a productivity machine rather than simply a vehicle with a cutting deck underneath it. Hustler's equipment reflects that philosophy. Its commercial products are built around operator control, cutting efficiency, durability, and long-term use. And while the brand offers different types of equipment, its zero-turn machines remain particularly important to its identity. For American manufacturing enthusiasts, Hustler is another example of how specialized outdoor power equipment can remain competitive despite intense global manufacturing pressure. But there is a detail consumers should never ignore. Not every component of an American-built mower is necessarily American-made. Modern equipment may contain engines, hydraulic systems, electronics, tires, and other parts manufactured internationally. Therefore, it is more accurate to say that certain Hustler equipment is manufactured or assembled in the United States rather than claiming that every component is domestic. That distinction actually makes the story more realistic, not less impressive. Keeping major manufacturing operations in the United States while participating in a global supply chain is extremely difficult. Hustler has managed to maintain that connection while competing in one of the most competitive segments of the mower industry. So if you're looking for a mower with American manufacturing heritage and professional-grade capability, Hustler is a name you should investigate carefully. Number 2. Ariens. Ariens is one of the oldest and most recognizable names in American outdoor power equipment, and its story reaches far beyond lawn mowers. Founded in Wisconsin in the 1930s, Ariens became known for manufacturing equipment designed for serious outdoor work. The company's heritage includes snow blowers, lawn tractors, zero-turn mowers, and other equipment used by homeowners and professionals. That long history gives Ariens something many modern mower brands simply cannot replicate: decades of American engineering and manufacturing experience. Ariens has maintained significant operations in Wisconsin, and the brand remains strongly connected to American outdoor equipment manufacturing. Its mower lineup has evolved significantly over the years, but the underlying philosophy remains familiar: build machines capable of handling real work. One of the reasons Ariens deserves attention is that it represents a broader category of American manufacturers that survive by adapting rather than standing still. The company didn't depend solely on one traditional mower design. It expanded across outdoor power equipment and developed products for changing consumer demands. That flexibility helped Ariens remain relevant while the industry moved towards zero-turn mowers, battery-powered equipment, commercial landscaping machines, and increasingly sophisticated control systems. But once again, there is a major difference between American manufacturing and 100% American content. A modern Ariens machine may include components from suppliers around the world. Engines and other major systems can vary depending on the model. So if you are buying specifically because you want an American-built machine, look at the exact model and its current country of origin information. Don't rely solely on the brand's history. What makes Ariens special is that American manufacturing remains an important part of its identity despite the enormous cost pressures facing domestic production. The company's history also demonstrates how much the outdoor power equipment industry has changed. A mower is no longer just a mechanical machine. Today's equipment may combine engines, hydraulics, electronics, advanced transmissions, suspension systems, and precision cutting technology. Yet companies like Ariens continue to show that there is still a place for American engineering and manufacturing. For buyers who value heritage, durability, and domestic production, Ariens is one of the most compelling names to investigate. Number 1. Toro. And now we reach the biggest surprise for many viewers: Toro. While Toro is a massive global company with products and manufacturing operations across different locations, it also maintains a substantial American manufacturing presence and has deep roots in the United States. Founded in Minnesota more than a century ago, Toro grew from its early agricultural equipment business into a global outdoor power equipment company producing everything from residential lawn mowers to commercial landscaping equipment. Its American history is a major reason the company deserves attention when discussing mower manufacturing in the United States. Toro's story is particularly interesting because it proves that American manufacturing and global business are not necessarily opposites. A company can operate internationally while still maintaining important domestic factories, engineering facilities, and skilled manufacturing jobs. Toro has built a broad product portfolio, meaning consumers should never assume that every Toro machine is made in the same country. Different products and models can have different manufacturing origins. That is why the exact model matters. If your goal is to purchase an American-manufactured mower, you need to check the specific product rather than simply looking for a famous American brand name. Toro also demonstrates how technology has changed the mower industry. Modern Toro equipment can include advanced cutting systems, electric powertrains, commercial-grade controls, smart technology, and ergonomic designs that would have been unimaginable when the company was founded. Yet the basic mission remains surprisingly similar. Make equipment that helps people maintain landscapes efficiently. This balance between tradition and innovation is one of Toro's strongest qualities. The company has survived for generations because it adapted to new technologies without completely abandoning its manufacturing heritage. For consumers, that creates an interesting choice. You can buy from a large global company while still selecting equipment connected to American manufacturing. The key is research. Check the model number, read the manufacturer's country of origin information, and understand whether the machine is manufactured, assembled, or simply designed in the United States. If you do that, you can make a much more informed decision than simply choosing a familiar logo. And that brings us back to the title of this video. John Deere may be one of America's most famous equipment brands, but fame and domestic mower manufacturing are not the same thing. The real story is much more complicated, and that is exactly why these 7 names deserve a closer look.